Hey everyone, this is Iron Torch 20 and welcome back to more of Mega Man Summer. And we are making the jump to 16-bit now with the first and the consensus best game in the series, Mega Man X. And what's changed from Mega Man to Mega Man X? Well, a lot. And you'll be seeing plenty of differences. And what I really like about the gameplay in this series is it does go a lot faster, whereas the first Mega Man really had more precision, but I like that the pace of this game is overall a lot faster, and I really like the concept of getting stronger as the game goes on. But I mean, I'll explain those things more as we go on with this game. And yeah, what does make this game so much fun is not only that it's really easy to play, but it's also really easy to learn, and it's also just a lot of fun. I mean, that's something we'll just start at. And this intro does go on for a little bit, but it's just really more telling the backstory of this entire series, as opposed to, you know, just the first Mega Man game where there was just the title screen and that was it. And there is a pretty detailed anime as to how this all happened called the Day of Sigma. It actually came with a remake of this game on the PSP called Mega Man Maverick Hunter X. And it's a pretty solid remake. I think it gets a lot of things right, and it does do a good job explaining the entire backstory about like how Mavericks happened and how Reploids happened and, you know, all those fun things. So basically, Mega Man X is a Reploid discovered by Dr. Kane, created by Dr. Light. However, Dr. Light died well before he was able to test out Mega Man X. So Dr. Kane was actually an archaeologist. He found X and then created Reploids based off of him. And just going through the options, not a whole lot. Okay, yeah, we're not doing this again. And basically, Reploids the Reploids that did bad stuff were referred to as Mavericks. And, you know, Mega Man X is just a Maverick Hunter who's, basically, his job is to bring down Mavericks. And, in this intro stage, you get used to the basics of this game, and the game is really easy to learn, and, let's see, the controls are pretty much the same thing, or at least right now. And the biggest difference right now is that you can go up and down walls, or you can cling to walls. And you can also, actually, wait, I think that's it, because we haven't gotten the dash yet. And, let's see, this intro stage is pretty basic. It does introduce you to all the same concepts of this game. And, that is one thing I really do like about the X series, is that it not only does a good job of, I guess, respecting the player's intelligence, but it also does a good job of, let's see, challenging them while also challenging their ability to pick up certain skills and challenging their ability to adapt to particular situations. And, let's see, there are just some particular mini-bosses. Not really that big a deal. Even though this one's showing a lot more pep than the other one by shooting a bunch of missiles at me. And there is actually a way you can get crushed under those things if you do run all the way to the right and then end up getting crushed under it. And let's see, I'm just trying to go through this as fast as I can. And there's the wall jump in action. And there is no rush in this game, so you are going to need to use the wall jump in order to clear certain obstacles. And here's our first encounter with probably my most hated enemy in this game, the flying purple jerks. And basically what they do is they just sneak up on you and then end up running into you. Okay, well, I want to ride the car. Well, I guess no riding cars for me. And yeah, those cars just turn around whenever you end up, or whenever they end up passing you. And we get to ride the car into a park for some reason. And let's see, this is a ship that the Maverick Hunters were using, and basically Sigma's the villain in this game, and we're just fighting his rebellion. And we are now introduced to one of Sigma's henchmen. And this is going to be vile, even though a lot of people make the Boba Fett joke right out of the gates. And unfortunately, I really can't do a whole lot to him right now. So all he has to do is just beat my ass pretty painfully. Alright, now go ahead and capture me. Yeah, that fight is impossible to win, and we will be seeing plenty of those right armors as the series goes on. But fortunately, Mega Man X isn't in on this alone. He's got some backup. And he's also got some help in the form of his best friend Zero, who is also a Maverick Hunter. And here's just some dialogue. And then really all it is just Zero telling X, you know, it's not so bad, and you know, you're not as strong as you could be, and that is one thing I mentioned before that I really do like about this particular series, is that in the X series, it does feel nice when you feel like you're getting stronger as the game goes on. Like, it feels like you're accomplishing something, you're making progress towards something. And one thing I also like about that concept is that if you're having trouble with a boss or having trouble with a stage, you can always find, you know, an extra heart tank or an extra sub-tank or an extra Dr. Light upgrade. But we'll be covering those as the game goes on. And here's our list of Mavericks. Instead of Robot Masters, are going to be called Mavericks. And what you can do is you can go to the map to see like where they are. And there are some places that are going to be interconnected. And depending on how you place certain stages, certain things are going to be changed in those stages. And you can also see other things about them, such as what their attacks are and how big they are. And also just what their stage generally looks like. But with that, we're going to start with the first Maverick that is usually the easiest and also has the most important upgrade, and that's going to be Chill Penguin. And in Chill Penguin stage, it's pretty basic. It's an ice level, but there's actually not a lot of slipping going on. And instead you start out in the snow. And unfortunately my health is pretty low right now, so can't really afford to be getting hit like this. And also, should probably mention that this is probably the game the enemies taunt you the most whenever they hit you. And that wood chopping robot, if he hit me with one of those, or with one of those blocks of wood, he would have been laughing at me and then would have swung again. And the purple jerks also laugh at you whenever they hit you. And I think there are miners and flame mammoth stage that do the same thing. So yeah, this game likes to taunt you for some reason. And let's see, all we're doing here is just some basic platforming. And this is to get you used to the game's mechanics. And I actually did that a little bit better than I thought I would, because I've actually had a lot of trouble with that jump before. Oh, with that, X gets to meet his creator. And basically Dr. Light made these upgrades for whatever reason. Or actually not for whatever reason. He actually explains it later on. He was prepared for the scenario that X would end up fighting, so he decided to make these capsules to give him upgrades in order to make him stronger. And these are things that only X can use, but at the same time they are also hidden in much different places, you know, either for safety's sake or because he's just a jerk. If you've ever seen any of Brain Scratch's Mega Man X commentaries, then they actually do rip on Dr. Light a lot for having these capsules in the most ridiculous places. And the worst part is they haven't even gotten up to Mega Man X8 yet, where it's far and away the worst. But with that, we have gotten the dashing, and basically you press a button, you just dash, and you're going to use this dash to jump further, and also make a lot more jumps and just get out of the way of certain shots faster, compared to not having the dash where you would have gotten hit. And here we get to see the ride armor in action. And the ride armor is pretty easy to handle. It runs, it jumps, it dashes, it punches. And also the dash punch is your most potent thing to use. Let's see, there is going to be a heart tank here, but unfortunately I can't get to it yet. I'll have to wait until I beat Flame Mammoth, but, you know, that's going to happen pretty soon. And let's see, here's our first encounter with snowball throwing guys. And they can throw you off depending on their placement as well as the angle of their shots. And it is pretty easy to get blindsided by those snowballs. But with that, we have made it to our first boss, and here we're going to fight Chill Penguin. And what Chill Penguin does is pattern's pretty basic, and let's see, the first part he's either going to be spitting these balls of ice at you, or he's going to jump at you, or he's going to create these penguins, and then whenever he jumps into this ring, what he's going to do is create like a storm, which makes it harder to jump. And sometimes you can just bash through those icy penguin things. And yeah, that's really all there is to this boss. He is very simple, and he's a good choice to take out first. And let's see, I've almost got him down here. Unfortunately, he's a little bit further away, so I can't jump up and get him. But he can just jump to his death. So with that, we have our first Maverick down. And just like most Mega Man games, you have to go to the center to clear the stage for some reason. I think there are also hacks that abuse that, like they have a pit like right at or leading up to the center, and then every time, if you don't beat him like right in the center, then Mega Man just runs off the edge into his death. I don't know, that's just one hack I saw. And here's your password system, a lot different than most other Mega Man games, and it's just numbers. And this is actually the simplest you'll get in this particular series, because after that they start adding another row, and after that they make you save. So with that, I am going to call the video, so join me next time as we take on some more Mavericks and keep improving. I will see you soon.